Are you ready to set up your Seller Central account? Do you want to know the best way on how to set it up? Be sure to stick around as I'll be going through all that in today's video. How's it going, everybody? My name is Connor and welcome to the From Fault to Freedom channel, where we help provide you the tools and the knowledge that you need to help accomplish your goals and succeed in entrepreneurship. If any of that interests you, be sure to click the subscribe button below as we have new videos coming out every week. Alright, so if you've been following along at this point, you should have started your LLC, got your P.O. Box mailing address, you have your bank account set up, your credit cards, you may even have all of your seller's permits all set up, and now you're ready to get started with actual on Amazon. Now, if you haven't done any of that yet, that is okay. Technically, with this Seller Central account, you can set it up as an individual or kind of with your personal information. But if you are looking to have this more as a business, you will want to be sure to get all the stuff from those previous videos set up so that you can actually incorporate that with your Seller Central account. So with the Seller Central account, basically there are two accounts that you can choose from. You have an individual and you have a professional seller account. Basically the difference between the two is the individual seller, it doesn't have a monthly fee, but what it does have is, I believe it's a $1 per transaction fee. So if you by chance are doing maybe like small retail arbitrage, so like not a lot of items per month, or perhaps you just have a couple items to sell, think of this as something like under $40 per month, you may want to just look at doing an individual account altogether. However, if you are going to be doing more than 40 items per month, you will want to do the professional seller account. That is a $40 per month fee that is going to be charged to whatever credit card or billing account that you have on the account. Now, the important thing with this is at this point in the process, you do not have a product yet. You have not found a product. You have none of that set up. So we don't necessarily want to start paying that $40 quite yet. So what we can do is when we're going to walk through this process, we're going to set it up as an individual account, and then I'll show you at the very end on when you're ready to go on how to switch that to become a professional account and get that all good to go for your business. Alright, so for getting started with your Seller Central account, you're going to go out to services.amazon.com. That's basically going to take you to a screen just like this. Now, very first thing, do not click Start Selling. Do you read the nice little fine print right here? That is actually selling you up for a professional account right away, which is not what we want to do. We want to set up a free account to start out and then sign up for the professional one, kind of switch to that when we're actually ready. We have our product and we're ready to start our listing. So what you're going to do is when you're on this screen, instead of clicking Start Selling, we're going to scroll down a little bit and we're going to find this pricing tab right in the middle. You can go ahead and click on that. And then from here, you're going to go down a little bit under Choose Your Selling Plan. And then basically it kind of gives you a quick breakdown of the professional versus the individual like I talked about before. Professional is better if you have more than 40 items because there is that $99 or 99-cent fee per item on the individual. So really if you're under 40, do individual. If you're over 40, doing the professional account. But for most cases, if you are going to be doing Amazon FBA, you will want to do that professional because that's cheaper in the long run. So what we'll do is you'll do sell as an individual. You click on that button. And to begin, what you're going to do is click this create a new account option. Personally, I'd rather have my business account separate from my personal Amazon account. So that's why I want to use my existing account. But basically what you'll do is you'll put in your email address for your company. You create a new account and then you can go ahead and click continue. And then first and last name, that's going to be most likely your name or whoever would be kind of the main person, so to speak, on this Amazon account for your company. So I'll go ahead and put my name in there, got my email in there. So go ahead and confirm my email. I guess I forgot the .com, I guess. So put that in there. And get a nice password and click continue. I'm just gonna kind of wait for that redirect there. Alright, so once we're on this, we kind of have these 4 steps to go through and then we're complete with setting up our account. So we look at this, the first one with the seller agreement. This is kind of some official information, so you don't want to kind of skimp on this whatsoever. So for instance, for the legal name, this is going to be basically the legal name that if you did an LLC, you incorporated with, or whatever kind of your official name is, not a doing business as, not a nickname. This is the kind of the true name of the business. So for example, if I would have completed my LLC, I would have completed that as company LLC. I want to have that designation, that LLC in there, not just company or whatever the kind of doing business as name happens to be. But what you'll do is you'll check the box, I have read and accepted the terms. Now, the big thing that I'm going to be going through in a future video is a lot of the seller policies on Amazon. There are definitely some things you have to keep in mind. A lot of them that you're going to be wanting to concern yourself with is setting up your product listing and kind of what you can have on your listing, what you can't. But there is also other things to keep in mind too on returns, things like negative comments, and kind of other overall selling policies that you want to make aware of. There are things where Amazon is not liable, and you need to kind of figure out kind of the standpoint of that, kind of just like a lot of other things. So I do highly recommend going through this, going through the seller agreement, because there is a lot of information, there is a lot of stuff that you need to know, but I'll try and provide kind of like the best kind of breakdown of the most important information for you. If you are an international seller, be sure to do the read this here. Just going to kind of take a quick look at that. Me personally, again, I'm not an international seller, so this doesn't necessarily pertain to me, but if you are, you want to be sure to take a look at that. Things like taxes, shipping address, kind of different kind of routing information in case stuff has to go to you in the outside company, is kind of setting up policies for that. But once you're good with that, you can go ahead and click next. And the next thing is the seller information. So the business address, that's going to be basically where your business is located. So for me personally, I just did this as my physical address. You could put this as your PO box, but I would prefer, if anything goes wrong, that that I get it. Again, I have kind of like that small PO box thing, so in case anything goes wrong, that actually gets sent out to me. So do good old Main Street. Good, they didn't check about the zip code. Now with the choose your unique business name, this business display name, this is going to be basically what shows up as kind of who is selling the product. So this doesn't necessarily need to be the exact same as your legal name. Go ahead and click on that. Just basically your display name is displayed when your Amazon listing on profile. So really what this kind of correlates to is, if you notice right by the add to cart button, when you're actually looking at a product listing, it says sold by so-and-so, fulfilled by Amazon, kind of that information. That's sold by, that is this display name that we have right here. So in case I wanted to drop the LLC, or maybe wanted to put maybe like a brand on it, so company kitchen, if you're selling kitchen products, for example, you could just kind of spin it something like that if you have a specific niche that you want to sell in. Otherwise, you can kind of keep it more general. The biggest thing is, just like a lot of other websites, this is specific to your user. So in case somebody already has that, you need to do some sort of spin on it, whether it's keeping the LLC in there, putting, I probably wouldn't recommend a number, but having just like some other like thing in there, like warehouse or your category or something along those lines. So I guess we'll see if that one's available. Of course it's not. I'll just keep it as the LLC. I think that'll be fine. If you sell your products online, enter your website URL. Most of you probably don't have an actual website or domain name for your company quite yet, so that's definitely okay to leave that blank. I personally do not have one. I don't see a need for that unless for every reason I start killing it, but I can skip that. And then receiving a PIN just to kind of verify your phone number. So usually the SMS quote unquote data rates apply, so beware of that. put that in there. That's just kind of confirm that that is a valid kind of business phone number that they can reach you at, and then just verify your address with that. All right, so once you have your phone number, so you have to put a legitimate phone number in there. They'll give a code, put that in there. You should be able to verify that. The next thing is your billing method. If you do set up a credit card right away, they just are going to do kind of a one-cent deposit, which shouldn't be bad. They just want to verify like the transaction goes through and it is legitimate. So you can put your credit card in there. In addition to that, you can set up your deposit method. So a lot of times, if there's any bills, so eventually when you get your professional account, $40 per month, you probably would rather, if you have points on your credit card, bill that to your points. So that's why you want to do a credit card. And again, you want to have a business credit card. Other than that, you can set up your deposit method. That'll just be your actual bank account, business bank account, where the money is going to be deposited. Eventually, once you get sales and your product is rocking and rolling, so you can go ahead and kind of basically put both of those in there, standard as really any other website with that. All right, so the last thing is setting up your tax information. So basically what you'll do with that is go ahead and click Start. As kind of walk through this, there are definitely some things to keep in mind. One, if you are a single member LLC or a sole proprietor, you are going to be picking individual in this case because you are going to be taxed as an individual. Definitely talk with your accountant, your tax accountant, just to verify that. But for me personally, this is kind of what I found is since the taxes kind of flow through your business and go to you personally, for W-9 purposes, things like that, you are going to be an individual, so you want to do that. Otherwise, if you are a two-person LLC, or I should say two or more, or you're a S Corp or a C Corp, anything like that, you will want to choose business in those cases. For me personally, I'm choosing individual. Tax purposes, yes, I am a U.S. person. And then from there, name as shown in your tax card. You can just put your name on there, the actual address you want to put for your business, and then entering your personal social security number at the bottom there. Or if you're international, your international tax identification number. Just to show kind of how it looks for business, do your tax classification. So if you are, again, a two or more member LLC, you'll do limited liability company. If you're S Corp, do an S Corp and kind of set it up like that. Again, kind of just showing the limited liability company is you don't have a single member option. You only have partnership, S Corp or C Corp, so you do not have the sole proprietor option, so you would have to do an individual, just kind of showing you verification with that. But otherwise, at the very bottom, the information is the exact same. Put your name, put whatever the business address happens to be. And then at the very bottom, it switches from, instead of having a sole proprietor, single member LLC social security number that you have to provide, you are going to indeed put the EIN number for the actual company, because the company is going to be taxed, and then that'll flow through to the members. But once all of that is done and filled out, that continue button at the very bottom will flag, and then you'll all be set up and good to go with that. So the last part of setting up your Seller Central account is basically kind of one last kind of big verification, just to make sure you are going to be the legitimate owner, and if there's any issues, kind of ways of kind of backing that up in case either your account gets hacked or something like that, is you'll be the person that'll be able to kind of get back into that and reset things. It's basically, you can kind of choose two options out of several on how you actually want to do the verification. Me personally, I did I believe I did the phone number one, but I also did the authentication one. And the authentication one is they give you a barcode, which I'm kind of unable to see this because I don't want to put my tax information in there again. But there's going to be basically a barcode that's going to be scanned. And what you're going to do is, on your phone, you're going to go to the App Store or the Google App Store and go to, just kind of type in Authenticator app, and then it should be the very first one that pops up. It should be kind of like the Google Authenticator app. go ahead and download that. And then what you're going to do is once you open it up and kind of like set up an account, should be pretty straightforward with that, is you're going to click that plus sign in the upper right hand corner, and you're going to click scan barcode on your phone. And then all you're going to do is you're going to hold your phone up, place it against the barcode that the Amazon Seller Central is giving you, and then that should fall into the Google Authenticator app. And then what's going to do is it's going to spit out a 6-digit code, which you'll then be able to enter into the verification area for that. So once you have your products ready and you're ready to switch over to a professional account, on the Seller Central home screen, you're going to click Settings and Account Info. And then on the new window, you're going to go on the left-hand side to Your Services and Manage. And then on the final screen, you can go ahead and click Upgrade, and that'll upgrade you to the professional account. So thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you find a lot of value out of this and you want to see more, be sure to click the subscribe button below, as we have new videos out every week. And let me know down in the comment section what you're looking forward to learning the most coming up, and I'll be happy to go through that. Thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your day.